Okay, so many people out there saying September 23rd, 2015, the blood moon tetrad, nothing happened. Now it's 2017, the woman clothed with the sun and the eclipse and all this, and nothing's gonna happen. Okay, first of all, let's talk about September 2015. Since then, Russia has shot down 6 U.S. aircraft. Russia threatened thermonuclear war if Hillary Clinton wins the election. Kim Jong-un has brought the whole world to the brink of thermonuclear war. Just one more freaking launch in the direction of Guam, which he says he's going to do, and he's been doing what he's said. He's been saying what he's going to do and then doing it. So when he says he's going to launch towards Guam, yeah, it's possible that that idiot could do it. And all these people are going to stand there and say, nothing happened. I'm sorry, but September 23rd, 2015 was like God saying, wake up, blood moon tetrad, and all the publicity that got was God saying, get ready. Now, since then, it's been 2 years and we've been on the brink of thermonuclear war like 3 times. One during the election, one in like April of 2017, and then like May of 2017, and then June of 2017. I'm just saying, it's like, and then July, like every month, it escalates, and then it drops back down, then it escalates, and you have no idea what really happened with all these Navy ships getting crashed into, the U.S. Donald Cook, the USS Fitzgerald, and the USS, the more recent one, McCain. All this stuff that's going on with Navy ships, plus Russia had a Navy ship that collided over in Turkey. So something similar happened there. What's really going on? What is really going on? Come on now. Oh, well, nothing happened. September 23rd, 2015 came and went, nothing happened. But now if you look at since then, okay, now here's what the Bible says. There's 2 signs in the sky in Revelation chapter 12. The first sign in the sky says a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet and 12 stars as a in a crown, and she was pregnant and about to give birth. Now that couldn't possibly be talking about the sign in the sky, because that's just a sign, and even though there is a planet in the womb that's about to drop out, it has to mean something else. And what it means is God says birth pains are over and the birth begins. In other words, Jesus talked about the beginning of birth pains. He said, when you hear of wars and rumors of wars, let me tell you what the birth pains were. One of the final birth pains was mother of all bombs. One of the final birth pains was Kim Jong-un launching a ton of nuclear missiles. And God says on September 23rd, 2017, and another sign in the sky just before that, which happened today, which was the eclipse, 2017, but on September 23rd, God officially says, birth pains are over. It's time to give birth. And anybody who's been a wife or a pregnant woman knows that there's a time of birth pains where you go, it's just birth pains. It's just birth pains. Oh, it's just birth pains. And then there's a time where you go, oh, they're only, ooh, we got to go. This is it, right? That's what happened September 23rd, 2017. Mark my words, you don't have to believe it. But there's a second sign in Revelation chapter 12 that the very next verse, verse 4, Revelation chapter 12, verse 4, an enormous red dragon launches stars falling from the sky to the earth. That's important. That little terminology, from the sky to the earth. That tells you that the sky is involved and the actual earth is involved in that sign. Revelation chapter 12, verse 4. The enormous red dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns is an alliance of Russia, China, North Korea, Iran, Canada, Turkey. That is an enormous red dragon, and that is 6 of the 10 heads. I don't know what the 7th head is. But the dragon, the Antichrist, the government and regime of the Antichrist is what that is. The Antichrist. Okay? 7 nations, 10 leaders. Revelation chapter 12, verse 4. That big old enormous dragon sends stars from the sky to the earth. Now, there's other places where you're going to find stars falling from the sky to the earth. One of them is Matthew chapter 24, where Jesus says the stars will fall from the sky. The sign in the sky will be seen in the heaven, and then all the nations will mourn. Okay, that's Matthew 24, around 29, 30, 31. Revelation chapter 6 describes stars falling from the sky too. It says the stars fall from the sky, then the sky is rolled up like a scroll. That's a mushroom cloud, and then everybody's hiding in the dens of the rocks. So I can tell you right now that the sign in the sky of the coming of the Son of Man from Matthew 24, verse 29 through 30, is also the sky rolled up like a scroll, and the stars falling from the sky are nukes found in Revelation chapter 12, verse 4, also found in Matthew chapter 24, verse 29 through 33, also found in Revelation chapter 6, starting in verse 12 through 17. And actually at the end of it, there's a time of no wind, so you can include Revelation chapter 7, verse 1. So the sign in the sky of the... Okay, so there's a bunch of signs in the sky that indicate the coming of the Son of Man. The blood moon tetrad, the eclipse of 2017, the woman clothed with the sun. And then there's one more sign in the sky that comes right after it. It's called Revelation chapter 12, verse 4, where the enormous red dragon, red dragon, China, Russia, North Korea, allied together, sends nukes from its tail. Now, stars from its tail, a star is a thermonuclear reactor, so that's a real good indication. If you take the same chemical composition that the Earth is using to create sunlight, that the sun is using to create sunlight, and that if you look at the stars, you know why you can see stars? Because they're burning balls of fire that are giant thermonuclear reactions billions of light years away. That's what a star is. When the Bible says stars falling from the sky, it couldn't possibly be literal. Couldn't. You can't have a giant star that's 10,000 times bigger than the Earth falling to the Earth. But there is a such thing as nukes, which carry the same exact chemical composition and do the same exact chemical reaction as the stars in the sky and the sun. So here's what I'm saying. You got until September 23rd. You should be all right. But anytime after that, World War III is going to happen. And I don't know if it's a week later, a day later, a month later, 6 days later. But I do know it happens before Christmas 2017. So it's going to happen this year. Get ready. If you're not ready, you've been warned. And guess what? After that, the mark of the beast comes out. Because it's the beast that launches those nukes. The beast wins. Babylon the Great is destroyed and burned in 1 hour, and then the mark of the beast comes out. So that's what the Bible says is going to happen too. So it's the hour of God's judgment. Those stars falling from the sky, it's the hour of God's judgment. World War III, the nuclear exchange takes 1 hour. From the time the first nukes hit, you could say an hour and 26 minutes if you counted the time when they're first launched, but it doesn't count that. It counts from the time that the first nukes hit. 1 hour later, it's done.